Hey, this is Rosa, RCG Creations. How are you? Just gonna come back to post another video here. I'm making a sunflower card, and I'm starting off with the Anna Griffith embossing paste. But I'm going to, let me move this over just a tad so y'all can see. Because I put some on my mat, and I'm just using a re-inker, any color you want, any re-inker. And I'm using the Stampin' Up! Called Yo-Yo Yellow, because I'm making, the main theme of the card is sunflowers. So I'm adding some drops. I'm going to mix it all in. And this is the one reason why I like to use white. So this way I don't have to have a whole bunch of colors, and I can make my own color of whatever I want to use. So I'm just going to mix it up. I have a little spatula, and these are actually little makeup spatulas. This is from Mary Kay, which I used to sell Mary Kay like 25 years ago. I really enjoyed it, but I'm out of it now. Okay, so I think I like that color because I just want it to be a subtle background. I don't want it to be really bold because I'm going to put the card front in front. So the only thing that's going to show is the outer corner edges. Okay. And I'm going to be using my big spatula. This is from Memento, to spread this out to make it a little bit easier for myself. You know what? Let me get myself a little bit of washi tape. I'm actually going to do the purple tape so I know it doesn't move. And I have the same design throughout the whole place. Okay, so, and to be honest, this is my first time using this little spatula thing. I think they call it a spreader, but I forget what it is. But anyway, it's from Memento. Okay, so I'm just going to spread this on. Get it. I'm using a stencil. This stencil doesn't have a brand name to it. And since I only want the borders, I don't want the whole thing, because I'm going to be putting a card front on top of it. I just want to accent the highlighted areas, because I'm only going to leave about a 1/4 inch spacing to be able to see this, so I don't need a whole bunch of space. So I'm going to clean out my spatula, get me some more paste. This embossing paste is several years old and it's starting to dry up on me, but it's still maneuverable. But you can, you know, it's starting to get a little dry. And from what I'm told, I really don't know, you can't re-moisten it. You just have to buy some new product, which is the main reason why I only buy white. Because the simple fact is I just don't know when I'm going to use something and when I'm not going to use it. And since I'm frugal, I don't want to be spending my money on something that's not going to be used. Okay. Like I said, I only wanted the corners, the borders, because I'm going to be using this card front to put on top, which is going to be the main focal point. This is just a background piece. And I really don't care what the inside looks like, because it's going to be covered up. Nobody's going to see it. So, just so I don't waste anything, I'm going to go ahead and just put all this color. I'm going to take my stencil off. I'm going to go and wash this off, because whenever you're using this embossing paste, you want to wash everything right away, because once it dries, it's really, really hard to come off. At least that's what I'm told. I haven't never done it, because I don't really know. This is only my second time using the embossing paste. Ooh, that turned out nice. And then let me, okay, I gotta put this somewhere. It's not gonna get, thank goodness I have a glass mat, so I'm good to go. And then be very careful when you're removing your washi, so you don't ruin your cardstock. Most of the time it doesn't stick, but sometimes it does. And because I got embossing paste on this washi, I'm just going to throw this away. I'm not going to worry about saving it. And there's the finished project. And you notice the washi tape, see how smooth, clean finish it gave me? Okay, that's the front. So when they fold it, and I have my card front on top, all you see is the little border edges. So I'm going to put this over to the side, let it dry. It's only going to take about 15-20 minutes, and clean up my mess, and I'll be back in a bit. Hey, I'm back. Something happened. I recorded the video and it didn't record for some reason, and now I'm back. Anyway, finishing off on this embossing paste and embossing folder. And I'm going to get ready to use my Cuttlebug. So I got my A plate B and 2 B plates. And I'm using this embossing folder. And I wanted to show you a quick little tip. This was paper that I had. It was given to me for something, I forget what. And you can see it's just, this is good. I think this is like 65-pound cardstock. But it was just, you know, it was a regular 8.5 by 11. They had some writing on it. But you know what? The back side is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. And since I'm going to be using this as a card front on a card base, I don't really care what's on the back because no one's ever going to see it. Okay, so I just wanted to show you because I want to give you a quick little tip. So what I'm doing is you put your cardstock in the folder. And the tip is I'm showing you how to, when you emboss it, with just a regular embossing folder, nothing else, nothing there. No extra shims or nothing. Excuse me, sorry about the coughing there. I'm going to run it through my Cuttlebug. Or you use any embossing die cutting machine that you have, whatever it is. Some people don't even have one. Just use your rolling pin. That's fine. You can use a rolling pin, whatever, a piece of wood, whatever to roll it. And I'm going to hold it, because I'm going to show you something. Normally you wouldn't do this, but I just want to show you for the video. Okay, and there, see, there's the embossing. And it embossed fine, and it's great. It's good to go. Just to making sure it recorded, because I just spent 15 minutes for nothing, because it didn't record. It's like, now I'm all paranoid. Okay, so anyway, so there it is. It did emboss, and you can see it's embossed good. It's okay, but I want a deeper emboss. So I'm going to put this little scrap paper on top, and you can use copy paper. You can use, depending on how thick your original cardstock is, use copy paper or use another piece of cardstock, whatever it is that you have. And you just put it on top, sandwich yourself back together, your normal sandwich for your machine, your tool, or whatever it is that you're using. If you're using the old-fashioned way of using a rolling pin, just get hubby to put his muscle into it for you. You do it yourself if you can do it. So here's my little shim. I don't know where they get the word shim, but that's from what I've seen in all the YouTube videos. That's what the extra piece is called, it's a shim. Okay, so I'm going to hold it again because I want to show you. And look how deep embossed that is. Isn't that gorgeous? So that piece has embossed. So let me put the machine away. Close her back up. I hope you all know that Cuttlebug has been discontinued. I don't know what they're coming out with, but I'm sure they're going to come out with something. Put my folder away and put my scraps away. Okay, and then I'm going to get the Distress Oxide, Ranger Distress Oxide, and I'm using Shabby Shutters. So I'm just going to use my brush, and I'm using, I don't know what they call these nowadays, but they used to, when they first came out, they called them the makeup brushes, because these are made for makeup brushes. But they turn out to be great for inking. And I'm going to color the whole thing, every single bit of it. I want it all done. I'm going to do the whole sheet. But I'm not going to spend time on the video to have you see me do this. I'm only going to do part of it. Okay. And you ink it, and you re-ink it as I'm not digging deep into it. You don't really have to. And again, it depends on the ink that you're using. It depends on the cardstock, because the quality of the cardstock does make a difference on the quality and smoothness of the inking that you're doing. With any tool, brushes, those foam brushes, those little bristle brushes, whatever, you know, quality of the cardstock does make that difference. Okay, so I'm just going to get the main gist of it. As you can see, there it is. It's all been colored. We're all set. we're good to go, because I'm only going to do a little bit of it, because I'm going to show you the finished project in a minute. Okay, now I'm getting my little makeup sponges. I got this at the Dollar General, and these are Jane Davenport Baton Blenders, and they're just foam sponges is all they are. Okay, and I like it because you can put the color once it's totally dry, and it doesn't contaminate to the other sponges. You see that? There's no coloration whatsoever on either one of them. And you get to use 4 color tips on each one. So each sponge holds 4 colors. So I want to stay the same color family, and that way I can reuse the sponge over and over. Now what I'm doing is I'm using my luster rub-ons, and these are metallic rub-ons. You can use your finger if you want, but I don't want to do that because this has got some delicate stuff. Oh, you know what? Let me wipe off my get my little sponges. I refilled my little container, and I think I overfilled it. I just want to remove my old ink. Put my wipey back on. Let me get my little towel. Make sure that this is dry. I always want to do that when you're working with a different medium from what you're just using. Just heads up. Then I'm going to get my sponge, and I'm going to use the green one. There's silver, a brown, a kind of a dark color. I don't know what that is, but I could definitely tell this is the metallic rub-on that I was using. And then you just want to, I'm in frame there. Just use as much as you want. Use the tips. I just like to use the little tips, and then that's it. Lightly, very lightly, you want to just ink the embossed edges. Okay, that's all I'm doing is I'm inking the embossed edges to give myself a two-tone look, because that's what I'm going for on this particular card. And you just work smoothly. I tend to go in a circular motion because for me it seems to work better that way. And again, because I put an extra oh, excuse me, sorry about that, because I put an extra shim in with the when I embossed it, it made a deeper impression. And then in just a few minutes, I'm going to show you something else. Okay, so you see, and you get the main gist of what I'm doing. All I'm doing is I'm inking. And if you can, try to work slow. Don't go too fast. Because if you go too fast, you ink on the inside that's not embossed. And you can see that. And you see how that's lighter than that one? Well, I want them all to be dark. See, this one's not dark. So I'm going to go back in with the tip. That's another reason why I like these sponge tips, because they have a point to it. And there you go. Let me go. Here's the one I wanted to show you. And you see how you have a little bit more control with a small area, and it's a lot easier. Because when I used to do, before I found these, I used to use my finger, or I use these other, which these work great too. And these are made for that. These are called foam ink pods, and these are made for embossing. But I ran out. I don't have enough, and I don't have enough. All of these have been used with a different color. Plus, this is regular ink, and this is metallic, and I just don't want to cross-contaminate metallics with regular ink. I don't know if it makes a difference. I just don't want to do it. But these come in, and I like them too because they come in a container. But I keep these right here on my desk with my Stampin' Up stamp caddy that holds all my inks, because there's a little shelf on the top, and for me it works. But anyway, if you were just going to do the whole thing one color, then you could definitely use those little sponges, because those are a little bit harder sponges. I already did another video on that one. Check out one of my other video, but I did a video on that. And there you go. So there's that. Close this back up. But what I wanted to show you, let's see if I have it here. Actually, I don't see that on there. Actually, yeah, I do. See right in here where I messed up, where I wasn't paying attention, and right in between the two little embossed edges, you can see where the ink got inside there. You see that? And the whole thing is, I don't want the dark green, the metallic dark green, to go in between the little leaves. I just want it as an accent piece. So when you work slower and smoother with a light touch, just enough to touch the top of the edges, you don't get it in the spaces in between. Okay? And then what I've done here is I used my Spellbinders Create a Sunflower, because I'm making a sunflower card for a swap. But isn't that the cutest little sunflower? All these dies come with it. They come in all these are 4 different sizes of the petals. There's 2 different types of leaves. This is the centerpiece. I don't know what this is called. And then this is the backing that you put everything on to line up to create your little sunflower. See that? Isn't that cute? Now, I also did the same thing. And I use my Spectrum Noir markers, my sparkle markers, and you see the sparkle on all that? I colored every bit of it. Yeah, it was a little time consuming, but I wanted the look, and I wanted to show you the reason why you may want to spend a little bit more time and do that. You see the difference? This is just plain, look at that, it's just plain paper, but I colored it so you could tell, well, I inked it. You can see that. Where here, this is the actual color of paper itself, and this one's actually paper. This is actual cardstock because I knew I was going to be using some wet ink. So this one's a little bit stiffer. Okay, but you know, you go for whatever effect that you want to go with, and I did 2 different tones because in nature, in real life, no leaves have the exact same color, and I wanted to be a little bit more realistic. But see the impressions that you get, and because this is a wet ink, you're able to see the veining of the leaves, and that was a look that I was going for on that particular sunflower. But a quick little tidbit, you get the little centerpiece, I don't know what you call it. If anybody knows, please put it in the comments and let me know. I would love to know what you call that. And I just went ahead and cut a whole bunch of them, and I colored a bunch of them. And I know I've got a couple that I did not color. Okay, but anyway, you get your backing, which is this little backing right in here, and you line up all your big leaves, and I'm just picking them at random because I'm just giving you the main gist of it. If you want me to show a video of step to step how to do this, I'll be happy to do that, not a problem. This is probably only going to be like a 7-minute video if I do that. And you line up the big ones first, and you just want to make a square. And you see that? The end of it got cut. I don't know what happened to it, but that's okay, because it's going to be hidden anyway. And see, you line it all up. Then you get your other layer, or get another layer of the great big ones. And you just line it up on top there. And normally this wouldn't move on you because it's all glued down. But you're getting the main gist of it. Because you're only gluing the back little tips. You're not gluing the entire leaf. You're only gluing like from this part down, and that's all. And then you just line it up, go all the way around, and go all the way around, and then that's it. So you're totally done. You're totally finished with that. I hope. Let me look. Make sure you can see I'm in the video. Yeah, you can. I'm good. You can see that. And then if that's what you want, that's fine. If you want to put another layer, put another layer. And you can put another layer, because if you see here, they've got 3 layers, which is nice and full, but because this is going in the mail, and I don't want to pay extra for shipping to give an extra thick card, I'm making it flat. But you can definitely make it as many layers as you want. It's totally up to you. Then you put this, you would of course ink this, which is this one right here. Here's a plain Jane color one, white one. Here it is. I inked it with my this is actually cardstock that I use. It's not the sparkle pens. This is the one that I used extra on. This one here is the sparkle. Can you sort of see the sparkle there? And let me get the other one. plain cardstock, brown cardstock. And this is where I inked with the sparkle pens. See that? So then you would just put that on top. And you're done with the flower. It's good to go. It's a nice little shape. And then you add your little leaves. And you can do any little shape of leaves. They have this one here. Then they have this one here. And you can see the veining on that one. They got this kind of leaf. And you see where I sparkled it with my little markers. And here's one that's just cut out with cardstock. I'm not using anything. And here's another one just out of cardstock. So, you know, it's up to you to make it how you want. Then you would just add your accent pieces in the back, just like that. You make it how you want to make it. But that shows you how I did the sunflower. And then I'm going to show you on your card base. Here's the finished project. Here's my finished card. So here is the embossed that I did first, with embossing paste, the yellow. And I wanted just an accent piece. I didn't want anything too striking. So that's why if you saw in the first part of the video, I didn't do the center part because I knew it was going to be covered. So no sense in wasting my product. Then I inked with the Distress Oxide the whole background of my card front. And then I did with the metallic rub-ons, I did the inking on the flower. Then here's my little completed flower. And then I used this particular die, which is from the Spellbinders. This is in Nestabilities, and this is called Lacy Ovals. Put in that gorgeous, oh, those gorgeous dies. And I just used that one, cut it out of cardstock. And to stay with the rest of my stuff of what I'm doing, I went ahead and used the yellow of my Luster Rub-Ons. And can you see the little shine? It's not ink, because you can see the difference between the two. It's not ink. And I hope you could see that in the video. I really don't know if you could see that. I hope so. But anyway, and then I just stamped it with this stamp, and it doesn't have a name. This is an off-brand. And oh no, I'm sorry, take it back. This is the Hero Arts number CL86. Excuse me, Hero Arts CL862, and you get all these stamps together, and you get these two little word messages. And I'm saving this because I'm gonna do another card the same way. But you get all these. You do this again. These are all stamped out in layers, so you can make your own project. And then I just store all my stuff in my little sleeves. That way, if something happens and it fall out, everything's in the little plastic sleeves. So there is that. And then I just use a little stamp. And then here's the inside message. So it's short and simple. But as you can see, the 65-pound cardstock for the card base is not good. Definitely go with 180 or 80 and above. You should be pretty good. You see the warping on there? But all I do at night before I go to bed is I would lay something heavy on top of it, because this is going to be flat, and it would straighten itself totally out. So the next morning I would put it in an envelope and get it out, but it's going to be nice and flat. There won't be no bubble edges on it. Like this one here, it's curling from the paste and all that, but just lay something heavy over the whole thing. Leave it over there for, you know, at least overnight. Or even 2 or 4 hours, and that would flatten it out. And I don't care if I flatten out the flower, because I want the flower to be flat, because of mailing. I wanted to go in a regular envelope with just a regular one stamp. I don't want anything extra. And that's just me, you know. Sometimes I do make in the deep, because I love to use my, this is from Crafter's Companion. And this one is called the Envelope Box Creator. And this allows you, this template allows you to make different depths of envelopes. You get to go from, what does it say? Oh, it doesn't say on the box. It doesn't say on here, but I know it says in here. This makes, there's the instructions. Oops, let me turn around so you can see that. There's the instructions on how to do it. You can make envelopes, you can make boxes. And this goes from a flat envelope. They do metric and regular inches. And you can do, where's my English version? There's your, oh yeah, flat envelopes, 1/2 inch depth, 3/4 inch depth, 1 inch depth. So you go all the way from a flat envelope all the way up to 1 inch in depth. And that's usually more than enough that you need. And also what's nice is on here, you can just use this to emboss these designs on your cardstock, on the paper of your box. Because you see how they decorated, see that there? See how they decorated that top, the envelope of the box? And they just used this as a template. But this one is called, it's from Crafter's Companion. And this just fits into the little big old case. I got this many, many years ago. I went ahead and got this, and I got like 4 or 5 other different designs of templates. And then this is a scoring tool to make your envelopes, so you score. In fact, I'll go ahead and show it to you, because I'm pretty sure I've done a video on this, but I may be wrong. Showing you exactly how to do it to score, to make your box. And this is just my little cheat sheet notes for myself, so I know what to do. Because sometimes I see this stuff and I read it and it's like, what are they talking about? And I'm going, what? Then with trial and error, I do it myself and I go, oh, I get it now. But it tells you how to do your envelopes and do your boxes. Alrighty, thank you so very much for watching. Hit like and share. Post any comments. Let me know if you want me to do a video on how to make the sunflower, or if you want me to do a video on how to make your different types of envelopes. But there is, oops, I just bent my little flower. Oh, what's also good too is you can use your bone folder, or you can use a stylus that's made for flowers, and you push it down on a piece of foam, and it gives it the rounded edge, so that way if you wanted to smooth it, actually smooth it out, in fact, because I bent that myself by laying that other thing on top. You can bend it back. Just get it. I'm sure a lot of you know that, oh, our parents probably used to do this. See? And now I just make it flat again, and you didn't even know that it got bent. But anyway, that's another tip there for you. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you at the next video. Take care now. Bye-bye.